Righty, well, we've had a bit of rain. We're back at the dam, grazing our way around the creek. The dam's filled up, the structures are filled up, and looking pretty good. So these are all filled up pretty nicely, just breaking over at the middle there. And we've had a few days now no rain, and so they're pretty much just full, and there's very minimal creek flow at this stage. But we're going to get another dump tomorrow around midday, and these will get tested. So this one was pretty quick smart chucking it in, but it's held up okay. You can see it's washed through the rocks, and those big rocks have held that there. And a lot of that clay will probably keep getting washed out, so I need to come back and armour this up with more rocks and get it flowing over the top a bit better. But it's a pretty heavy embankment, but I wouldn't want it to rip all the way through there, which it could do. And then I've got a lovely little pond formed up here now. You can see how clear that water is. Same deal, bit of blow through those rocks. You can see these aquatic grasses setting up shop. Lovely and clear, which is awesome. Just a subtle, small trickle of flow, which is what we want. And all of the structures are at the level that they've currently settled at. And I'll build this one up a bit further as well. And there is a point where it just looks natural and you know you're at the right spot. So here it's a bit low. And looking at this again, I really should have taken one off that high bank there, across all the way over there, and even another one in front of the marry. Like that one there is probably in the wrong spot. That one's not quite right either. It's a bit premature this way. So I'll probably move that next season to there and then move that one down there. Because once we get it right, they'll be permanent features. This one I had it made up yesterday and we were just tidying this one up a bit. Still got a little trickle. It's holding back nicely. And again, we could really take this up another 2 foot, because it looks to me like there's a bit of a floodplain here. So, but that's okay. I mean, at the moment you can see that there, that height differential, it's probably 50 centimetres at the moment, which is backing up all the water back there. This is the willow and poplars that we've just smacked in, a couple of bare root cuttings. Not cuttings, bare root tree stock from local nursery. Again, you can see the quality of the water, it's so clear. So it's just ideal for, there's even an egg. Must be a duck egg. And so last season, this was all just trickling flow through here. Now it's static water. It's just magic at the moment, magic winter's day. You can see there the sort of terrace with the grass in there, and that water is just going to grow a lot of plants. And you can see there's a slight step change, probably can't see it in the video, but there's a slight step change in the water here due to the action of those plants slowing the flow. This is those aquatic grasses that seem to love the flowing water. So yeah, just making my way up the creek just to document the journey. Hopefully some people find it interesting. A bit more flow here, which is interesting. More flow than we saw down there. So potentially that last structure that we modified is gradually filling. It's a fair bit of area. And I mean, that's really only the equivalent of a garden hose on full tilt, maybe a bit more. I'm really looking forward to seeing the aquatic life start to show up in these ponds. But I just love how clear that water is. We've had the stock fenced out. We've been strip grazing along the creek. We've come up this side and we've gone around. I had the stock drinking out of the creek up there because we didn't have water yet up there. So this was all just a creek all the way down when we started this work. And now we've slowed the flow right down. And we're aiming for a chain of ponds. So there's potential opportunity here for another one, but it's not really necessary if we regard this as stable. And we've got quite a lot of plants colonising the bank. We've got a very gradual bank. So this to me looks fairly stable, even in a large flow, but we'll just be monitoring it. You can see over there, there's been erosion, historical. Partly due to stock, partly due to water. And now that this water's sitting here, when we get a larger flow, the erosive effect will be a lot less. And we should see this bank stabilising over time now there's grass on it. I mean, look at that. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the main flow through the middle of the structure. So as the flood flow comes, it's first coming through here with the highest water velocity through the middle, which is the least erosive path. And then sheeting over the entire structure and even pushing out around onto the floodplain. And as we get better at this, I'll be able to dial those levels in. We're just trying to read the landscape and the hydrology. And these are relatively cheap interventions. It's just rocks and dirt, stuff we've just gathered nearby. And yeah, just the impact of this water sitting. Fresh water, you can drink this. Kids have been drinking it. It's surely going to have a dramatic impact on the rest of our landscape. I'm really looking forward to the next big rain event, just to see these all in flood. I mean, you can't get much clearer than that. So this is improving the water quality in our dam. The dam water is looking a lot clearer. And over time, as we get more plants colonising this creek, this water is just going to stay pure, potable water, living water, and then watering our livestock on that living water should give us performance gains in the animal's health and condition, and their weight gain, their breeding success. We've added little bits of rocks and logs in here because, I mean, the flip side of the visibility is that the the yabbies and frogs have to be quick smart to dodge the predators. But once we're seeing predators, that is a good sign of ecosystem succession. So I'm going to get the kids to spread a bit more of the fish out of the dam up the creek. And we're just trying to accelerate things. But just doing this work is going to accelerate it quite rapidly. Nature's going to take this and run with it, I reckon. So this one's quite leaky. You can see the calves have got in here and they've been walking over it. I didn't have time or hydraulic fluid to track roll this bank. Should have been good. So you can see the flow there is going under the structure. And so I'm going to need to do a bit with this. But in a flood flow, it's still going to fill and go over. So the structure's still doing its job. I'm just not maximising the opportunity to retain the water in the landscape. Another bit of wood we chucked in. There is a resident population of kunaks here. There's an old hole there. Haven't seen any activity as yet, but no doubt they're here. Yeah, there's a bit of fresh activity down in there. Where are we? Yeah, down in there. The kids just love coming up here. So that's it. And then, yeah, it's all coming out of the forest just like this. That's the last structure. I've got a couple more to do up here. You can see that if this one filled right in, that would come back to somewhere around here. And then I'll probably need another one up here on this ledge up here, all the way back to the forest. So that's our chain of ponds 2026, year 3 since we bought the farm. Magic.